What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome to another episode of SW Live. We are in the building. It's Wednesday, April 8th, and I hit go live without pressing the video, y'all, and I didn't go back and restart it because I didn't want to do that because it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get through it and go on move through the show because we got a quick good show for y'all today, but it's gonna be informative and all that good stuff. And we're gonna go ahead and jump into the quote of the day. Okay. Quote of the day is letting go means to come to the realization that some people are a part of your history and not a part of your destiny, and many are a part of your memories. And today's show is about grief, peace, and love. And this is one of those shows that's about, yes, losing someone, but also losing someone, even in relationships and friendships. It's like how people kind of cope with deading something in general. How do you maneuver with saying and letting go of something? How do you cope? What do you do? How do you sustain it? How do you take care of it? What do you do to make it easy for you to maneuver and move on? And that's what our show is about today. So letting go means to come to the realization that some people are a part of your history, not a part of your destiny, and many are part of your memories. Okay. All right. So today we're going to discuss a few things surrounding grief, peace, and love. And because all things are connected, we grieve losses, whether it's death, relationships, or connections, and we gain some peace and clarity from those things so that we won't block the chance to be able to love again. And a lot of times you do think that when certain situations are like, you may not want to like relive those things or even put yourself back into those spaces again. But it's always reasons why you can or why you can't do it to make it better. It's always reasons surrounding that. Everything isn't always negative about trying to move forth and do things. So you got to find some type of peace in it. You got to find peace after any type of loss. That's just an important thing to do. So you're gonna in order to find a good median in finding your peace while you're coping with a grief or a loss or an ending or a restart. You first have to find peace. Finding peace after love after a loss is a journey that can be challenging, but is essential for healing. However, finding it acknowledges how you grieve, allowing you to begin seeking support and engaging in practices that help you come together with the plan, but also cope with the plan. Here are some strategies to help you find peace while grieving. Acknowledge your pain. Acknowledge what's making you feel the way it's making you feel. If it's what the type of pull it has at you, the type of hurt that it may bring. So acknowledge that. Don't try to bubble it in or hide it away. Give it some type of acceptance. Accept that your grief is a natural response to that loss and that it can trigger a range of emotions. I was talking to a woman at my job, and she was telling me about how it was when her relationship ended, along a 20-30 year relationship with this man, and it ended, but they're still really good friends, right? But the relationship ended and they separated by moving apart. And how that journey navigating alone after 30 something years made her feel like she was just a whole new person, like, because for so long I was this person with this person. So now I'm trying to figure out how to maneuver and do things without that person. So it's everything isn't easy for everyone. People do have ways that they have to kind of like surpass certain things to move on. But she acknowledged it, and she was like, once she started accepting that she does miss the person, that it is hard for her, acknowledging it allowed her to accept it. And that's kind of the building blocks that help you start walking toward healing in your grieving. Seek support. If you need a support group, get you one. Talk to someone though, but because a lot of times you can relieve and release a lot of things when you have conversations, and doing that is very important. So do it. Have these conversations, lean on someone, um, and talk. Be free, and make sure it's someone that you can be free with. Make sure it's that person, because it's difficult to be free with someone that you can't trust to hold your freedom safely. Practice mindfulness. Engage in mindfulness techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, yoga to help you process your grief. It kind of gives you a way to release outwardly what you can't release inwardly. So it's kind of like helping to push some of those things systematically out of your body while you're healing, while you're exercising through low yoga, while you're meditating, while you're doing the things that you need to do to release in your body. It allows that. So practicing certain meditation techniques is very helpful for you. So mindfulness is a good thing when you're in any aspect of loss. So you have to find an outlet. I remember like in relationship losses where I would take I would the gym and eating better would always be my biggest thing. And it's like, the reason why is because in those relationship losses, you used to doing a lot of cooking for your person. So now you ain't doing that a lot more. So what you're doing now is actually being able to free yourself up from doing those things, because now you got this extra time. So you need to go do something. So the gym kicked in. The gym makes you free up some time. It's like, okay, I can go and make myself look better, feel better by exercising and using the gym as that time. It's a void. It's a space filler, a seat filler. Might have you, and then it'll start to become a real practice in your life too. So, practice some different things, engage in different activities that will allow you to be free in that grief. Create rituals, create things that allow you to establish memory of your loved person, like meaning that what days that you want to celebrate them, or it could be times that you look back on memories or things of that nature, because in that particular situation you're grieving a loss of someone, and you want to have something that you can go back to and remember them by. You want to be able to provide yourself a resource to be able to do that. You definitely want to do that. So and finding a purpose. Channel your grief into helping others or finding new meaning in your life. Give yourself the option and the opportunity to grow. Try new things. Be a benefit to someone else that doesn't have what you may be able to have or what you may be able to offer. So yeah, challenge yourself. And that's one good thing about trying new things, is the challenge of things. Like, it's a benefit to challenge yourself to do something different, because you're teaching yourself a new skill. You're allowing yourself to try something that you've never done and see if it's something you might like, because it may be something that you're not just interested in for a hobby type thing. You may actually be interested in it for real now. So give yourself the opportunity to try new things. Do that. Definitely do that. Definitely. So some of those strategies can help you navigate the emotional landscape of grief and find a way to cope with the pain while finding peace. And remember, it's okay to feel all the emotions. It's okay. Whatever emotions you feel during the process of either losing someone or losing a relationship, losing a job, losing a connection, whatever it is that you're mourning, whatever loss it is that has decided that it no longer wants to be a part of your life, there are ways to cope with it. And those ways that I just mentioned are going to be very, very, very helpful in your coping process. Acknowledging your pain, seeking some support system, practicing different mindful techniques by trying new things, doing new things, create rituals for that person that you lost. And that's more on the grieving side. And then finding a purpose. finding more purpose in what and who you are is going to definitely be a huge benefit. Loving and peace again with a relationship. Loving and having peace after a relationship ends is going to always be something that you would want to do that you're afraid to do, but you still want to do it. Being alone cannot be something that we are yearning. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cannot be like, I don't think the Most High decided to place us here to say you should just be alone and not loving correctly, not living correctly, and loving and living with that person. Like, I just do not believe that it's things that we should just be doing alone. And not when it comes to those things. When it comes to how you circumvent yourself while you're in a loving situation, don't shelter it. If you love somebody, show that person you love them. What's the point of being in a relationship with somebody if you're going to be holding back that love from them, especially if you really, really love them? Like, what's the point? Don't even waste time. If you really, really love that person, give that person that love. We have this life, this moment. We have that. That's what we got, y'all. So, you got to do what you got to do while you're here. What is. So when you are mourning and giving up on, if you want to have love after loss, these are some of the techniques you want to have with love after loss. Okay. And love after loss. I don't care how many people say it or how many people have made themselves feel conditioned to believe that should be a thing. I don't think that people should just give up on love just because they've had a loss of love. That's the easy way out for me. Like, for people to say, "Oh, I'm done with love. I don't want it anymore." I think that's an easy way out. I think you're like, I think you're accepting defeat at that time. Don't do that. Give it some more time. But do understand that you do have to move on. If it's not something that can be replenished or brought back to life, or, if you ain't got those growing hands like your grandmothers have, where they can plant a seed and, it start being fruitful within a time. If you don't have that, maybe, okay, it may not be for you. But moving on can be. So you can have love after a loss. And you have to first establish that what is. What it is what it is what it is. Once you accept and establish that, it's going to be okay. So accept what happens as it unfolds. The ending of an intimate relationship may be chaotic. There are no rules for how to separate, for how to feel at any moment. It's mostly ad lib. We're literally coming off of the dome. When things are ending, it's literally coming off of the dome. You may say something that may hurt someone. You may say something that you want to take back. Anything can happen, but it's literally coming off the dome when it happens. Okay. Suspend any expectation of what should happen or how you're supposed to feel, because it may change moment to moment. Allow yourself to grieve. The process of grieving is not linear, but rather a cyclic one, even with progress. Good water. You may find yourself back at square one. That's normal for grief. The ultimate goal is to find your way to your own life, back to yourself. Okay. Feel your feelings. You will experience many different emotions: grief, hurt, sadness, resentment, anger, despair, and fear, all at once sometimes, especially when you're trying to love after a loss. It's no systematic way that's going to happen. All of it can just pour on you at one time, or some of it one at a time. However, you are not in control of that. Your emotions will execute themselves, believe me. After all, someone you love, someone you once loved and depended upon, and may even still and want to, disappointed and betrayed you. The ending of your relationship may feel like a death. It may take a very long time to understand everything that happened, to process all of the emotions, and to sever ties in the best possible way. So loving after that loss is going to be either chaotic, it may be spontaneous, it may be easy. There's no systematic approach to that. It's just not one. It's just certain things that are going to have to happen for you to get through what you're going through. Okay. So feel your feelings. Keep moving forward. The idea is to move through and beyond your loss and to come out whole on the other side. Your life has meaning beyond your relationship. And a lot of times you do feel like when your relationship ends, the world is tumbling down. So that loss is one of the major things that makes you feel like there's no reason to love after a loss. Right there, that alone makes you feel like, how can I, what you want me to do? I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't. It's hard, it's really, really hard to say, I feel like this is going to be okay. It's really, really hard sometimes. So give yourself grace while you're trying to move through. So as you're moving forward, just give yourself grace, because it gives you the opportunity to see that you are human. And a lot of times when you're going through a love after loss, it's gonna really humble you. It's gonna make you see things differently and look outside of things on a different spectrum, because now you're making yourself have to see yourself in another person's eyes. Ooh, scary. But you got to keep moving forward, okay? It's essential to keep moving forward, actually. Don't take radical action. Please do not take radical action. Please do not take radical action. The desire to rapidly move away from the trauma of your loss may not be that unusual, but the thought may be that if something you were so sure of failed, that life didn't turn out the way you had thought it would and counted on, then why not try something new and different? So that means that we do big, radical, sporadic things in those moments. Do not do that. Do not do that. Please don't. It'll just fill a hole of your longing. It's not going to keep that hole plugged. It's not going to do anything that's going to stop that hole from allowing you to see through that hole again. It's just because that's a temporary plug. So please don't do sporadic. Make changes slowly, deliberately, and after much thought about the outcome and the consequences around the circumstances. No big life changes should be undertaken until most of the dust has settled and emotions have been dealt with. The time to begin to move forward, to take action, is after the fog has lifted and you can see things more clearly. Please see things more clearly. Okay? You come first. When you're going through love after loss, remember you come first. Because while you're trying to prepare yourself for love after a loss, one of the easiest things you can do is get caught up in someone else, and then that allows you the time to forget that you are in a healing state. It makes you feel that way, So you gotta put yourself first. You gotta do that. If you learn nothing else, the most important thing is that you and your life must always be your number one priority. Take care of yourself. This may not be what you feel like doing, but it has to be done. In any grief situation, whether you are, again, grieving a loved one or grieving a loss of a relationship, you must take care of yourself. This may not be what you feel like doing, but it must be done. The ending of a relationship may help you feel totally rejected, dejected, and unloved. Don't neglect your health and appearance. Make it better, actually. Go do something that's going to make you feel better about yourself. You may wonder why you need to bother caring for yourself, but you do. It's essential. It's essential. You have to manage yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to look like you believe in yourself. Not one time was I going through my loss of people except for the fact that I got skinnier, but no other time did they be like, girl, you look a mess, girl, because you got to keep yourself up. You got to, show up for appearances. You got to do all of that. You know, it's important. Learn from your experience. This is the biggest one. This is going to be my closing for this conversation. You have to learn from your experiences. Take whatever you didn't think was you or was about you or threatened you or did anything with you. Take that and let somebody else tell you what they saw and see if it's a difference. Because that's something that's going to make you get out of who you thought you were in that relationship, in that situation, in that dynamic, in that connection. It'll make you be more realistic and accepting of who they saw you were, not just who you thought you were. Because that's important, bro. Like if you're with someone, who they see you as should be more important than what you think you're presenting. Right? Like for real. So if it's not, you're pretty much saying that I only care about what I'm thinking, what I'm putting off, how I feel, how I did. So those type of things teach you to learn from your experiences. If you were that person, maybe humble yourself a little bit more so you're not that person. Learn from the things that made you that person. Digest the things that showed you why you chose to be that person. Swallow it and let it guide you to move forward. But it's definitely something you have to face. You have to learn from your experiences. It's often difficult, even painful, to examine our behavior and our responsibility. But ultimately, it's this introspection and insight gain that makes us more honest to and for ourselves. What part did you play in making the relationship what it was? Were you realistic about what you expected from the relationship? What would you do differently in retrospect? What will you do differently in the future? What would you do differently if you had the chance to do it again? It's been a difficult journey when you in a relationship and now if it's come to an ending. Now it's time to face the reality of it. Often when we choose a partner lover, it is not always for the right reasons. There are often issues and problems we don't want to see. Love sometimes blinds us to what is really there. And there are many reasons for wanting to be in a relationship with a particular person. Sometimes it's about dependency or feeling complete with another, or because we believe there can be no one else for us but that person. Simply not always the truth. There are simply not good enough reasons. Ultimately, it's about mutual respect, caring, support, empathy, and shared values and goals. Each of us comes to this relationship as a whole person that wants to share a life with another whole person. So before you try to disguise the love with how you want it to be and how you want it to feel, accept it for what you see and what it is. That's my show today, y'all. I just want to jump on and talk to you guys quickly about grief, peace, and love, and moving forward after it all. And when you're grieving a certain situation. So in the end, the point is to be happy, walk away from any situation, whether it's good for you to walk away, or if it's not. Make sure you walk away with some type of dignity and some type of humility, like at least learn something. So give yourself some grace, okay? That's the show. Y'all have a great rest of the evening and enjoy the rest of y'all week. I will see y'all next Wednesday. It's Aries season. It's still Aries season, y'all. So love on some Aries these days, all right? Peace and love, my people. Peace.